Welcome back to the Runaway Ranch, where we're taking these 32 acres of raw, undeveloped land and converting it into our own off-grid homestead. Our current focus here on the ranch is to upgrade our living situation from our tiny 70 square foot camper van.
We recently purchased this 1988 fifth wheel camper to do exactly this. But first, we're renovating it into a vintage Western themed tiny home. But we need to do it quick. It's the end of October, temperatures are dropping, and winter's on its way.
We're Matt and Cass, a couple of adventure chasers seeking the roads less traveled in today's world. For the last 3 years, we've been living on the road. First, in our bus home Lady May, then our rad van Jolene. Our journey brought us through the wildest parts of the United States, from the crystalline springs of Florida to the incredible peaks of Idaho, and then spending 6 months internationally traveling all through Mexico. But today, we put the van in park to take on a new challenge: the building of a fully off-grid homestead in rural Tennessee.
Well, the camper looks like less of a home this week than it did last week. The idea is that we're going to quickly renovate this, and we have started doing exactly that. We've taken out half of the dinette because our idea with that is to actually have a bench or chairs on one side, because that'll open up that dining room space. Cass has gone ahead and painted the walls a cream. The existing wallpaper was stained and a little gross, so we got that all taken care of. And we have some other deconstruction projects, ripping up carpets, painting other walls. So that is what our life has looked like the past week, and is probably what it's going to look like for the next 2 weeks. So today I'm working on continuing deconstructing the living room. We're going to rip up these old nasty carpets, probably put some sort of wood flooring down, and take this old couch out. It's very uncomfortable, and the blues aren't really going to go with the Western theme that we're running with here. So that's what I'm working on today. Let's go over to the bedroom to check on Cass. What do we got going on in here?
Today, we are painting the bedroom. We opted in for a terracotta color, which is going to be more of this like orangey color. We were nervous that this color was maybe going to be a little too dark, so we actually are going with this terracotta, and I am painting this whole thing.
And what's going on up there?
That is our new ceiling. Turns out we did have a leak, and we didn't want a sagging roof, and we needed to fix it, so we decided to put this ceiling up, which we're really excited about.
The ceiling project was a little unexpected. The roof is actually in pretty good condition. I've since been up there and patched a bunch of the holes, but ultimately this was the result of weeks before we bought the camper. The awning ripped off of it from the original owner in a windstorm, which left 2 empty screw holes. It's a 15-minute job to patch them, but that wasn't done. So that allowed water to come through there and made us work on cutting a new ceiling. So we just got this decorative plywood. We cut it up like we needed to fit the existing holes in the ceiling, where the speakers and the lights come through. It was quite the project, but it actually went pretty smooth for us, and it looks fantastic. We haven't decided if we're gonna stain it or paint it yet, but we'll make that decision once we get the paint on the walls and see what's gonna go with the theme the best.
Before I go, oh, the price I will pay, blaming myself for night.
Y'all may have noticed I definitely sound a little funny this week. It's because I'm getting over being sick. Still kind of going through it. It's been a couple days of not that much progress because I've been under the weather. And it definitely takes 2 to run here at the ranch. Matt has been doing as much as he can, but I have been sick. So excited to get this paint up, excited to get back and moving, but I might need to take some naps throughout this vlog this week.
So while Cass is working on painting the bedroom, I am going to work on tearing apart the living room. But first we got to address a problem in here. We have an Asian ladybug infestation or Asian beetle infestation. They're pretty gross, and one of the biggest tips we've read online so far is vacuum them up. And after 3 years of living on the road, not having a proper vacuum, we got a little shop vac. We've been using this here as our outdoor power station. This is the 400-watt solar array wagon that's still not on wheels that we posted about in a different video. And we have this charging this EBL 2400-watt portable power generator. So I got an extension cord ran. Really, if this was on wheels, I would just wheel everything over there so it's a little easier. But instead, we'll run this extension cord over to the camper so that I can run that vacuum. Well, we gave them their eviction notice the other day. Now it's forced eviction. All right, that's at least most of them. And for those concerned about the ladybugs, these aren't native ladybugs. They're Asian beetle ladybugs, and they're actually bad for native ladybug populations and native insects. So sucking them up is helpful to those species. Now let's rip up this carpet and pull out this couch. So it turns out the couch is only held in here by 4 bolts, so it's not too bad. But it's heavy, so we'll see how getting it out of here is. I feel like that's a lot more of the hard part, especially with these small camper doors. All right, both sides are popped out, but I'm gonna need a hand getting her out. I think folding it into a bed is gonna be the easiest way to get it out the door. But let's go check on Cass with the paint progress and get a hand. Wow. Looks pretty good, honey.
You like it?
It looks so good.
It looks so good, right?
Yeah, we'll see how the GoPro actually picks up on it because the GoPro doesn't do great in low lighting.
I know. But look at this. This is like, it's like so warm and nice. I love it.
Yeah, it's like got some orange tones, but it's like very clay-like.
Yeah, it looks great, huh?
Good job, babe.
Thanks.
I need a hand.
You're gonna have to wait a minute.
All right, so I'll take that side, you take the back. I'll come out first. You want to flip it vertical, and then you keep your butt, like the butt of the couch, wide swing so that we hit this angle.
Okay.
And we'll just put it in the yard for now.
Whew.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We could just leave it here.
Outdoor couch?
Outdoor couch.
I'll do great in the rain. What do you think of putting this in the cabin?
We could put it in the cabin just to have a nice area to like kind of relax.
Yeah, for the time being at least.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I kind of like how it's so low because it's elevated and
it's better.
Yeah, right? Low couch.
It's low couch. It's a vibe. It's very Runaway Ranch to keep it right outside. In my opinion, the paint is looking freaking awesome, which is so nice. I was worried about it being actually too light, but now I'm like, oh no, it's plenty dark. So you may be wondering, Cass, why aren't you using blue tape? Why is none of the windows taped or none of the seams taped? Let's talk about it. So, first, I hate blue tape. I hate doing it. I hate the whole process of it. I've done it forever. I painted our entire 1,500 square foot house. I painted 3 rigs inside and out now. And what I have learned is that blue tape is a pain in the butt for me. For some people it works obviously, but for me it's just a pain in the butt. I trust myself around the little corners, and whatever I do mess up, because I do, I'm human, I just go back with paint thinner and I clean it up. If there's a spot that I really can't get that's really tight and really small, I will actually just get like a kid's paintbrush, tape it in, and do little touch-ups that way. Also, what I realized on rigs is that the window sills are really tiny, and usually, especially old rigs like this, are wallpapered like this one was. So the wallpaper will actually kind of peel up when you pull that blue tape off. Again, this is just my experience and what I do. I trust myself doing it. A lot of people don't like painting or don't feel like they're good enough at it. I wouldn't say I'm a professional by any means. I just trust myself and fix any mistakes I do make. So that's why I'm not using blue tape. A tip I was given by someone who does a lot of painting is roll as thin as possible, especially on that first coat, because it creates this nice barrier which allows it to be stronger, so it won't peel as easy. If you won't, someone, you know, scratches it or something, it won't scratch right off. Doing thinner, lots of layers is actually better than doing like one big thick layer. In doing this, it actually also comes out smoother and looks a little bit better as well.
Now it's time to play everybody's favorite game, What's Under That Couch? Now under this week's 35-year-old couch, we have a whole bunch of treasures. First up, an entire SUV, baby. Woo! Somebody in the crowd will be winning this bad boy today. Next up, everybody's favorite candy, Starburst. But after its years of aging, it's ooey and it's gooey. Next up, half of a crayon and yellow.
Nobody likes yellow.
1 die, and 2 creepy babies. Well, Cass's job today is to make things look prettier. Mine is just to tear them apart and make them look worse. So I'm just taking out the molding of where the couch was. They kind of trimmed around it because it wasn't a conventional couch. We want the most amount of space here to allow us to put a bigger couch. So we're ripping it out.
Down in Louisiana, where the tall, tall pine trees grow, there live a preacher daughter and she knows how to jelly roll. And a papa wanna save my soul, but a sweet talking daughter, Lord, she loves to jelly roll. Yes, she.
All right, let's check out what we did. We opened up those 2 boxed in areas that were at the end of the couch, which Cass is obviously gonna be super excited about because it uncovered some more wallpaper that she gets to paint. But this is also gonna give us more room to put a wider couch in if we'd like. Then the other thing that I did was I cut a hole saw into this back panel here to see if we could kind of gain more of this space back. The reason I did it with a hole saw was because I needed a big enough view to actually see what was back there. Turns out this is actually encapsulating some other board that's there for a reason, so we're not going to be able to take it out. We are going to be covering this whole section with the couch, so it doesn't matter that the hole's there, and if it did, I could just take some of the excess trim stuff that we have and just glue like a square right over it, just to kind of make it blend in a little bit better.
The first coat is completely done. I am now starting to work on the second coat to get this room finally looking like a little home. I'm obsessed with the color. For those who are interested, this color is Terracotta Trail. It's from Lowe's. It's like a Valspar, I think, color. We're loving it. It actually looks maybe a little bit more brown on the camera than it is. It has that like very orangey, homey like feeling. It feels like fall in here. Like, you want pumpkin spice? Yeah, it feels and looks so good in here. So second coat coming in.
All right, so we just took our lunch break. We refueled on some delicious quesadillas. And now, while that living room part of the camper cools a little bit, now that the sun's not beating on it, I'm gonna take a break and work on a more fun project, and that's fill our new beer fridge. Bougie RV sent us this fridge to try out, and our long-term goal with this isn't to actually use it as a beer fridge, it's actually to use it as a freezer, because at the moment we don't have a freezer. There will be one in the camper, but it's pretty small. We actually feed our Papa Tali half mix of fresh food, and that takes a lot of time to make, so being able to make a lot of it at once and put it in the freezer is really, really convenient for us. But we haven't tried to use this yet, so we have this party coming up this weekend, doing a little Oktoberfest get together with a few of our friends here. So I want to try to use this as a beer fridge, kind of monitor its battery usage a little bit, see how that all works.
Am I stuck in a time machine? Suddenly everything is gone.
And special shout out to our good friend Jason. He actually had one hell of a week where that leak that we were talking about in the camper happened. A couple of gallons poured out of the roof. Cass got sick. I hurt my knee, and our truck's transmission blew. So that was really unfortunate. Obviously the truck's transmission blowing wasn't ideal, but when Jason heard about this, he was like, hey, here's a beer on me, bought us a beer, and we really appreciate that, Jason. Cheers. All right, beer fridge is loaded up, but let's go check out the part that I'm most excited about this fridge. At our little outdoor power station, we got this guy charging up. And what this is going to allow us to do, this is a 220 watt hour battery bank that refrigerator can run on. So that will actually allow us to run the refrigerator not plugged into anything, just on this battery throughout the day. And then when this battery dies, or when it's getting close to die, at night I can run an extension cord, or I can move this power station or a smaller power station in there to recharge this battery up to full while keeping the refrigerator cold. But yes, we could just run an extension cord from the power bank to begin with, but when we're having very sunny days like today, we can produce more solar than we can store. So being able to store it in a power bank like this to then run this refrigerator not plugged into anything is a huge benefit. Now I've had this plugged into our EBL power station's DC output cigarette outlet. The battery's at 100%, so now I'm gonna run it in and start the refrigerator. So she is now up and running, cooling down. It should just take 30 minutes to bring the entire refrigerator down to temperature. So if you're in the market for something like this, we actually have a 22% discount code on this unit here, and you can find that down below in the description. So sorry to those of you that favor the Cass side of Team Matt and Cass. I'm obviously taking a little more of today's video, being that Cass is quite under the weather, but she's still being a trooper getting this paint job done. Hey babe, how you doing?
Appalachian sunrise.
I'm doing good, just painting my life away. Listening to some music, chilling out.
Eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden. I'll follow only golden, golden kings. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird.
What do you think, babe?
It's crazy.
Squeaky floorboard, I guess. Whoops.
Oh my gosh.
We had beans last night.
Oh babe, is that how?
Come here, babe. Come here, sit down. I was thinking when I was working on this crappy job, how many renovations my wife and I have worked on now. We moved into a rental home in Chattanooga, and I would say
way too many renovations for a rental home, but
yeah,
we were
just
excited.
Yeah, we were so excited to
We were
be
young.
Yeah, exactly. Have our own little space, even though it was a rental. We built a fire pit and painted and did all sorts
It was
of stuff.
beautiful.
Then we bought our actual home and renovated the entire thing.
The entire thing.
We painted the outside, we blew out concrete walls, we did a ton of work.
And then I convinced him to buy a bus.
Yeah.
That's when our lives changed.
That's when our lives changed, yeah. Well, we did the bus, built an entire tiny home from scratch by ourselves, from ripping the seats out to putting in our own self-built couch. Then we got our camper van, which we gutted the entire thing and rebuilt that whole darn thing.
Yeah. That was a full gut.
Yep.
And rebuild.
And now here we are working on another one. So.
I know, it just feels special though. I don't know, something about like campers and camper vans. It's like the idea that you can always pick up and run away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Pick up and run. Run away.
Run away.
Cute
Cue
song.
music.
House we bought, bus, Jolene the camper van, and now the fifth wheel that does not yet have a name. 5 renovations that we've worked on together.
Aww.
Yeah.
I'd kiss you, but I'm sick.
I bet you there's gonna be more.
Oh yeah. We're officially done for the day. We got so much done and I'm so excited about it. Like this whole living room is cleared out. Like I said, I did the paint last week. I got the bedroom painted and it just feels so good to get these projects checked off. We are in full grind mode right now, but we're trying to spend the nights and to relax and enjoy because it is fall. It's our favorite season and the property here is stunning.
All right, so we got our bok choy. We're gonna go and start going through some work emails that we have. We work all day in the camper. That means we're working for a while in the van at night on the computer. We're gonna go do that, cook up some dinner, relax, and get ready for tomorrow. So we'll see you next week, friends.
See you next week. Love you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
They finally took their toll. I can't find the strength to fight like this no more. I've had all I can take, too much to carry